You are now tuned in to the News You Can Use podcast. This is season 2 of Game for Sale, episode 1. Me and my co-host D-Class. D-Class, say what up to the people, man. Champs is here, man. We are back, D-Class. Tell these people, man.
Man, what's the deal, man? Yeah, he done found some new shit over there, you know what I'm saying?
Man, clap it up for finding some new shit. Clap it up. I need y'all to give a big round of applause to my boy D-Class. There we go. Turn it up. All right. That's enough. All right, today we are reacting to the big homie CC. Not the part where he goes off on whack and loose cannon and talk about all that shit we don't really give a fuck about. Not like we don't give a fuck about the people, we just don't care about the drama. But we do want to know about information we don't know about. Ain't that right, D-Class?
Facts. You know, we big on the I would say conspiracy theory. I mean, I guess that's what y'all would call it, but I mean, some of this shit might really be facts. I mean, I just gotta stay tuned and tap in.
So, you know, we couldn't be game for selling. We didn't give y'all no game. So let's give them some game, D-Class. Best reaction page on the internet, man. I'm going to say it now before we even blow up.
Yeah, again.
Mama, there goes that man.
This is probably one of the most. Oh, get your mic on, because this might be one of the most important conversations of 2020. If you don't mind, for the people at home and for those that's on the channel that is new to you, go ahead and reintroduce yourself. Tell them what you do, the platform you're on.
Yeah, so Maverick Approach. I've been doing content for about 2 years now, and I'm really behind the scenes. I'm a businessman, entrepreneur, and whatnot, but I got into this for that same reason you just said. There's a shift happening. Okay?
Let's go.
All the goofies are leaving, and the real ones are coming in.
We got to clap it up for that. Clap it up for all the goofies leaving and the real ones sticking around. How you feel about that, D-Class? Do you feel like it's a shift happening right now?
I mean, yeah, there's always some kind of motion going on, man. It's just now it's being elevated with all of the shit that's going on with you know, the other podcast that's out there. So, you know, the fact that they got that shit going on with them, man, you know, that amplifies the shift, because it went from the gang banging shit to now, you know, people are on some other shit now, man. Like, people trying to find out what's next, bro.
That's facts right there, man. So let's get into the interview, man. But he already said some real shit, so I had to pause and clap it up. Every time they say something, you know, important, we got to give a round of applause.
I expose a lot of shit. This is why the CIA wants to hire me right now. And I'll tell you about that.
And I've seen proof of this. I got invited with him, you know.
And this is why they call me, see, we call it conspiracy theories, right?
Right.
I'm a coincidence specialist.
For sure.
Coincidence specialist, I like that.
For sure.
Because there's a lot of fucking coincidences lately. And this is what BH does. This is what I do. So we got to connect the dots for people.
All right.
So that's what I do.
Let's get right to it. And I'm going to let, you know, we probably are. Everybody got questions. But this is me personally, and this is kind of messing me up, and I'm kind of re-questioning my whole childhood and everything. Because I watched a video today that I always thought the moon landing was real. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just like, it's on TV. They land on the moon. I mean, hell, there's satellites. I used to argue with guys. Satellites exist. Rocket ships. I mean, we live in Texas. NASA's right down the road on 45. Right. I've seen rocket ships go into the sky.
Right.
Of course, we all remember Sally Jesse, Sally Ride, all that. Right. Columbia, we know all that. So I'm like, well, they landed on the moon back in the 60s. Then someone broke down like, bruh, there's a camera already there. Like,
and how did they get the footage back?
How did they get the footage back, bro? How did they get a rope? I mean, they had so many questions, which I guess I never looked at it.
So they said that he was the first man. Neil Armstrong was the first man to step out on the moon. Where did the camera come from? So he wasn't the first one, right? How did they get the footage back? In that little tinfoil can that they came in, you mean to tell me I got more power in my phone, in this phone right here, than that whole entire operation? Is that what you're telling me?
And they haven't done it again.
And they haven't done it again.
And they're actually trying. I'm like,
I always tell people this. We went to the moon. They just didn't show the proper footage.
Have you ever seen that movie, Fly Me to the Moon?
I started it, didn't finish it, but it's definitely, I need to watch it.
They always show you in the movies. I always say that. So when it comes to movies, it's propaganda, okay? CIA is involved. The DOD has a film department called the Entertainment Media Fund at the Pentagon. They work closely with Hollywood, with script writers, producers, to depict things, that take things out of movies or put.
Moon landing. D-Class, were you around for the moon landing? You remember them days?
Yeah, I mean, hell no, they ain't that damn old. The hell? But nah, I do remember them talking about it though. Like, of course they talked about it in school, but it's like, I mean, shit, I felt like some people kind of had a problem with that shit back then when you was learning it, bro. But you know, you can't go against the grain. Shit, you be trying to get up out of there.
Facts. So, do you believe that it was a real moon landing, or do you think that they did that at a studio in Hollywood?
Man, I think it was bullshit. Because my thing is like, what they say, if you could do the shit once, why you can't do it again? Like, as far as we have came in technology, bro, you mean to tell me that y'all was able to do this shit in the 60s? Like, come on, bro.
You right though. If y'all was able to do it in the 60s, why aren't y'all able to do it in 2025? Why every time a rocket go up, it does like this?
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, the fact that you was able to do something in the 60s and you're still not able to do it today. Like, you could use satellites, you could use all this shit to catch criminals and all this shit, but you can't shoot a little needle in the sky.
Let me tell you my theory where rockets go. They go to somewhere that's probably like Mars, but it's here on Earth. Have you ever heard of Antarctica?
Yeah.
Do you know about the ice wall?
To an extent.
So you ever heard of Admiral Byrd?
Red's familiar, but been a while.
Okay, let me brush you up. Admiral Byrd is a famous explorer who was admiral of the Navy, and they sent him on a mission, which was Operation High Jump, where he went to go explore Antarctica. He flew a plane over the South Pole and went into something that he thought was a cave. It turned out to be a whole city of crystal with some type of aliens up in there. You never heard this story?
No.
Okay. Have you ever heard of...
I mean, so you saying he went in a cave and he seen some aliens inside of a cave?
He went inside of the cave. The cave ended up having lush green grass, its own sun, its own sky. It had dinosaurs under the ice in Antarctica, where nobody is prohibited to go, where every country has a treaty at, where nobody really knows much about at all. Other than only thing we know about it is they got penguins there, and we just recently found out it's 132 volcanoes under that ice.
In Antarctica.
In Antarctica. That's where my research had led me, of years of just researching shit on YouTube and looking through, all kind of things, led me to Antarctica, which led me to find out about Agartha, to let me find out about Atlas. So there's an ice wall all the way around the world, right? Like this. as a circle. Not, they say we live in a ball, but there's a circle of ice surrounding this ball to keep all the water and everything is. That's where all of our reserve water and everything is, in Antarctica. But nobody's paid to go there. It's not even a place you probably could live because it gets so cold. It's freezing cold probably 100% of the year. And if those glaciers ever melted, the whole earth would be fucking would drown. You get what I'm saying? You never heard of like, oh man, the ice is melting in Antarctica, global warming, and the sea level is rising. You never heard them say that on news or anything like that?
Man, it's been so long since I done heard some shit about Antarctica. They got too much other shit going on if you listen to the news.
Yeah. So I gotta show you these old maps and shit where they have holes in the ice wall where you could go beyond where we've been at. It's like, so if we're in this globe or whatever pear-shaped thing it is, or kind of look like a snowman if you ask me, we only in this part of the bubble. But that's surrounded by ice. Then it's another part of the bubble that you can get to, but you got to go through these ice walls to get there. And then there's another part that we've never been to, me and you never been to. We know nothing about. They don't talk about. It's hush hush type shit. But it's somewhere else you can go. That's bigger than our continents and what we live in. Then there's something a little bigger than that below it. And I don't know, just one of my, not even a conspiracy, it's on maps from the 1400s and shit like that. When the original explorers, which was pirates, start really, they was on the ocean, really traveling the sea, nigga, they was discovering shit. Discovering new islands, discovering new places, going through shit that motherfuckers went in. I guess once, at some point, they were like, we ain't gonna talk about them areas. Nobody's gonna go there. Nobody got the money to go there. Nobody got the access to get there. We'll shoot their plane down before they ever cross these certain places. And I think that's why they have it where like, oh, you can't cross this sea and you can't go here, and coast guards and this, that, and this, because they don't want you to explore the ocean at all. Me and you had hella money and we were like, we want to buy a little mini submarine and explore the ocean and do all that kind of shit. I bet you they would come up with a million reasons on why we couldn't.
Shit, I can give you a million why we couldn't either.
You being in the Navy is crazy that you've never heard none of these stories from anybody.
No, we was on a whole different type of time, man.
I get it.
You got to think, you have in the military, and see, it's changed from when I was in there. When you go to boot camp, you were in boot camp with people that either wanted to be there or was forced to be there. Because you had people that had the option to either go to jail or go to boot camp.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, like when you get on the boat, like you just going somewhere and it's like, okay, cool. Like most people that just say people that's in Texas, majority of my ship was from Texas or New York. So it's like when you start going to Hawaii, spots like that, like man, half them dudes ain't never been out their state, let alone go to some shit like that they done seen. Oh yeah. We was out there cutting up, man. So yeah, wasn't nobody really worried about the history of all of that. It was just making sure my check was on time.
That's all big. I'll feel you on that one. I've been there trying to find some shit out. But look, here we go. Let's not go too far off the interview. I feel like I went way off, but let's go.
In the movies, so they use media, movies, music, and we'll touch on what's going on with the podcast sector and all that, because all that has been infiltrated by the FBI and CIA for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
so
guy named Richard Doty, and Richard Doty was a person who would take information to all of the news, every news outlet, deliberately giving them false information. The guy looking at Richard Doty.
Okay, yeah.
and you're going back to the movie Fly Me to the Moon, they're showing you without telling you, right? So they were taping a fake version while still trying to get to the moon for real. BH showed me a video of when they came back and had a press conference, and you could see it on their faces. They saw something that they didn't like.
And the press conference was the entire staff of astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, everybody who went and was a part of it. They're at the press conference and they all look very dejected.
That's because they faked it. And the real mission, they saw something. Somebody may have been there. I mean, BH, you already got some information on the moon. What's really on the moon?
Please. What's on the dark side?
Can we hold on? Can we talk about that? Because last time you told me, old boy who told you he ain't here no more.
Nope. And I said this in my initial No Jumper interview, Sergeant Carl Wolf, when he came to us for security, we turned the job down because it was just above our pay grade. A lot of weird things started happening. Cars getting randomly searched. My car getting told I'm going to go get it from impound and giving it back to me for free. None of the tickets they was giving me was showing up in no system. Sergeant Carl Wolf ended up going to go testify in front of Congress. He's currently deceased right now. He was jogging on a trail. A car veers off, runs him over, kills him. Nobody's ever arrested for it.
That's funny. Every time somebody gets killed by accident is by a car.
We just seen Angie Stone go.
And she's the only person out of 10 people who dies. And she just exposed UMG for stealing all her royalties.
So is it a transformer up there? No, I'm just.
I'll let him answer
Hey, Big Chopper City made an interesting. He had some interesting insight. He said, he asked us, did we believe in aliens? We said yes. He was like, have you ever wondered why we're trying to leave Earth?
I feel like,
go ahead.
I feel like really this is a project and we can't leave.
He believes that we are the aliens.
Okay. So
that was
pyramids you just talking about.
Right. And he says, he's like, don't you ever wonder why we're trying to leave Earth and nobody's trying to get to the bottom of the ocean?
Exactly. And why is it that, think about this. So the person who created the CIA, or not the CIA, the NASA, one of the leading scientists from Germany that they imported from Nazi Germany, on his gravestone is a Bible verse that says, behold God's handiwork in the firmament. Yeah. So that's what people were saying, that the firmament, why would the director of NASA have that on his gravestone? So even when you think about the firmament, it's supposed to be a glass dome, right? What is a rainbow? It's a prism. So when light reflects off a mirror, what does it do? It emulates whatever it's reflecting off of. So why is it a rainbow?
The one guy that always is on Joe Rogan says it's just because Earth is a sphere. That's why it creates a rainbow.
Could be. I mean, I think that.
And I keep forgetting. He's a genius black man, but I just can't remember his name at the moment.
You talking about Neil?
So D-Class, when we had the conversation about where we think rainbows come from, what was your opinion?
Man, rainbows. Shit, that's a good ass question. Because I mean, really and truly, I mean, nobody ever really knows. Because you think about it, that shit got to start and end at some point. And in this day and technology, like I'm sure if I walked out my house and a rainbow was in my yard, I wouldn't even say start or end it because shit, you wouldn't know. But it's like the fact that that shit is in your yard and you able to see it leave your yard. I'm sure somebody would have put that shit on the internet by now.
I think it either starts or ends in the ocean or clouds. Or it wraps around the whole fucking earth and we just can't see that far.
But then that mean would you be able to? You wouldn't be able to see a rainbow at nighttime.
That don't make sense. You can see the northern lights at nighttime.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Because if you think about it, if a rainbow wrapped all the way around, that means everybody will be able to see it at all times.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, that's a shit like that, man. It's like it's a lot of shit that is unexplainable, man. And what people do is instead of trying to figure out the answer to it, people will try to throw the Bible and just be like, "Oh God," and it's like, I mean, I get it, but come on, man, like. What is that like? Even if they tell you read the Bible to get the answers that you need, that's not in there.
Yeah. It's a lot of Bibles though. You got the Book of Enoch. You got multiple Bibles. I think people just be stuck reading one Bible, and it's like a million stories to be told from the beginning to the end. And it starts with the Book of Enoch. So if you ain't never read that, or Emerald Tablets. You gotta check those out too. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Neil.
DeGrasse Tyson, yeah.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson is compromised.
I think it's compromised too.
Oh wow.
He's like a new Bill Nye, and Bill Nye is compromised because he got the Medal of Honor from Joe Biden and all those collective people that got the Medal of Honor as well.
For people who don't understand what compromise is, what does that mean?
Compromise is a term that you use with somebody who is acting as like a double agent, like somebody who's working for this person but also working for this person.
I'm 22.
the agent Grand Mason,
Agent
22.
Smith.
So the thing is, right?
Wait up.
Admiral Tim Gallaudet, who's a rear admiral, 3 stars in the U.S. Navy, his job was to map certain areas of the ocean. They detected that things they seen flying in the sky were coming directly from a location from around the Catalina Islands on the ocean floor. He makes a presentation to his superior saying they're tracking these anomalous objects from the ocean floor up to outer space and back. Okay. Somebody else is occupying our moon that is not human intelligence. Government comes out and they say, when a guy from Lockheed Martin says, we have the technology to take ET home, but we don't go. Linda Moulton Howe has a book called The Alien Harvest, where she documented cattle mutilations over a 15-year period. Luis Elizondo has a book called Imminent. In this book, he shows implants that were removed from human beings. The isotopes and the metals in these implants don't exist anywhere on Earth. Dr. Roger Lear, rest in peace, who passed from a heart attack, has a book called The Alien Implant. Mm-hmm. They're removing implants from people's bodies that are made from metals not found on Earth that are sending signals off the planet to a satellite that's not made by human beings. This is all documented, proven to be facts. They say if you want to hide something, you put it in the book.
And then what did Neil say when he said they landed on the moon? What did he say when they landed?
He said we were shooed away from the moon.
and it rang like a bell.
He said when they landed, it rang like a bell, and he said they were shooed. Well, Buzz Aldrin said they were shooed away from the moon. He said when they landed, it rang like a bell for hours.
It means it's hollow.
Buddhist monks have a story from 12,000 years ago where there was no moon in the sky, and they described when it was brought here by a dragon.
Now, what does that sound like? I said the movies, right? So there's a little movie called Star Wars. In the movie Star Wars, what did they construct? The Death Star that looked like a moon. So could it be that they constructed a moon and brought it here from somewhere else?
Think about it.
All right, the moon, D-Class. Remember, we were talking about the moon, the dark side of the moon we never see. You can see the moon during the day. In certain places of the world, it's dark for what you say, 90 days to 6 months?
Yeah, for 6 months in Alaska. In Alaska, they basically have half and half, to where they have a lot of sunlight for 6 months, and then it's dark for the other 6 months.
Cold as a motherfucker for 6 months. Snowing like a motherfucker. Cold as shit. Dark. You don't know when it's daytime or nighttime around that bitch.
Yeah, and shit, I know for the time that we was out there, like that was during the light period, and it was like, I mean, shit, you could go in a little bar, fuck around and come out of there like 1, 2 o'clock, and it's like that shit just, it looked like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, bro. Like, just like a normal day. Like, there wasn't really no nighttime like talking about.
That's crazy. All right, let's continue.
It's in a perfect place.
So hold on, because we talk about the firmament. We have 607 Uncle on here. He mentioned the firmament. He also mentioned there's a wall in Alaska you can't get past. So if we are in a dome, then how is it that they can bring a moon or build a moon and put it up? Or is it just inside the dome with us?
Bingo.
Okay.
You think the moon is 250,000 miles away when we see the encrustments on it?
Right.
You can see it with the naked eye. It's 250,000 miles away?
What about the sun then?
Well, they're saying the sun is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So nobody can directly stare into this.
Okay.
It'll burn your retina.
Yeah, to burn your retina.
So how do we know when we're basing off the physics and laws that they're telling us? They're setting the stage for us. They're telling us shit and we're just believing it.
Well then, what does that make black people if we can feed off the sun and become more powerful?
Okay, going back to the movies, who does that sound like?
Superman. So are we Superman? Are we really from this planet? I don't want to go too deep into that.
Well, no, here we go. Hold on. So, okay. So here you go. What did they just find? The pyramids of Giza. They found structures, like he said, bigger than the Eiffel Tower, bigger than the World Trade Center, bigger than any other structure. Burj Khalifa, the highest building in the world, it's taller than that, by far. It goes down 1.5 miles long, these structures that they found.
Yes.
They use a new technology called ERT, which is a new technology that they can scan the earth using frequencies and vibrations that gives you an exact image of what's happening. Now, these structures have coils around them, okay? That go all the way down. So they don't know what it is. They don't know if it's some type of power source or it could be stairs. Either way, I made the parallel of this. When you're talking about structures, you're talking about ancient civilizations, this is far more advanced than we think. Now, when you're talking pyramids, there's also pyramids in East St. Louis that called monk mounds. This is in East St. Louis, Illinois. Now, this is 1300, 1400 AD, Okay. And this civilization is called Chokia. And this civilization is near the Mississippi River. What other famous river in Africa is near pyramids as well?
Oh yeah, that now.
Oh, the Nile River. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about Africa being not just one continent? Are we talking about times of Mansa Musa where we dominated the earth at that time? Because there's pyramids all around the world. So these are hydroelectric conductors. This is why they're near water. So we're talking about an advanced civilization that we don't know where they came from or, you know.
So let me ask before I answer the next question. How often do y'all disagree or agree with each other?
Great question.
We very rarely.
Shaq and Kobe. That's what they call us.
They call us Shaq
I'm
and
throwing
Kobe.
it off the backboard. He's catching it.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're getting the rings.
Yeah, so this happened completely organically, like me and Maverick coming together like this. It's not often that I don't think we ever really disagreed.
No.
Yeah.
Because once you got your 10,000 hours put into this topic, there are a bunch of unfamiliar truths that you independently come upon, pause, and then as you begin to put the pieces together, you're like, wait a second, you figured that out too.
Yeah.
Right? Because here's a very, very critical detail. There are pyramids on Mars.
Let's go.
Elon Musk recently posted a square structure that has been captured by satellite images on Mars. He says we need to send astronauts to go investigate. So 2028, those Tesla robots are going to be on a starship to go investigate that. Luis Elizondo said in his book, Imminent, imagine if you find a 747 plane inside of a pyramid. Bob Lazar is the gentleman who has been viral for years for working at Area 51, for exposing certain things about UFO technology, which is proven to be facts. He said the first crafts that they found were archaeological finds. And I asked people, how is it possible that the same type of technology is seen in the sky 2,000 years ago on cave paintings is still being seen today? So it gives more credence to the fact that when I hear people say firmament, to me, that means a created place, like a science lab, like a place where we're going to put all of these beings here and observe and watch. And Fast has said, why is nobody looking at the bottom of the ocean? I know a guy who is very close to the Obama administration, right? And he says some of the things he learned made him not want to live anymore. There's a Cosmic Kev interview with a guy who has family in the CIA said his exact same words. He said if people knew what existed at the bottom of the ocean, they want to kill themselves. They wouldn't want to be alive anymore. What could that be?
What could it?
Right.
What could that be? Only 5% of the ocean has been mapped.
Correct. So let me ask this because
I have a that brings me to another interesting question. There was one story there was a young lady that was born blind. Her father was an obstetrician. He created her some special glasses. There's this Instagram page where they just give you a bunch of crazy ass facts. It's called Zach something, Zach Films. He gives you a bunch of crazy ass facts.
Okay.
There were some glasses that were her father made for her daughter. When she put them on, what she saw was the world engulfed by a monstrous being. And it was feeding on every living. And we're just the earth is basically just the organism inside of this monster's mouth. And it's feeding. like it like it was the ocean, it was everything. It was just feeding on the planet. She said the vision was so horrifying. Not only did she take the goggles off, she ripped her own eyes out of the socket.
Damn.
Sheesh. So that's interesting.
I just when you said it made me think that when I heard the story when you said if people actually seen what was at the bottom of the ocean, they want to kill themselves because the vision was so horrifying. Mind you, she's blind, but the vision that she saw was so horrifying, she ripped her own eyes out.
Now, there's a story about in Afghanistan when we had that first war in the war on terror. There was a set of night vision goggles that they were using, but it was a red lens and it showed a different frequency, a different view. And soldiers were saying they were seeing monsters.
This is during the Vietnam War.
They said they were seeing monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So they went away from their technology simply because, human beings only see 4% of everything in front of us. I think that could be by design.
Right.
There's a 1 in a billion chance we live in base reality. I firmly believe that some UFOs come from outside of time because that's why the technology hasn't seemed to change in so long. And without a certain amount of bacteria in the ocean would turn yellow. Because without this amount of bacteria, it can't feed the plankton, which can't feed this fish. All of this seems very creative.
And how is it that a lot of stuff is predicted, right? So the same scientist that I was talking about that helped create NASA, he wrote a book called Project Mars. In this book, he says a person named Elon is going to lead humanity to an exploration to Mars. This is all in the book.
In the book. This exists. You can pull it up and fact check everything that we're saying.
We're going to speak about America, the government conspiracy, but seems like a worldly thing. When you look,
what do we want to go to the moon for? I've heard plenty of geniuses say we need to get off Earth, and it's like, me and you only see third dimensional. I guess we don't see ghosts. Some people do. But I guess, are we in an alternate reality to where we're not there to really see what's going on? But now that it's being exposed, and like what I'm telling you about the ice walls, like they were talking about, how you could we can't leave out of them, and how they got them guarded and all that shit, because it take you to other places that's outside of what we know. And it's dinosaurs there and all kind of shit. And it's hard to believe or hard to even understand. But when you look at movies like Jurassic Park, where did they get this from?
Nah, I've been saying all this shit. Every movie comes from somewhere, and it's like somebody, and I don't give a damn how creative you try to tell me somebody is. At some point, somebody has probably seen whatever it is that's being made. Now, granted, they put a little twist on it and all that extra shit, but if you really pay attention to it, you can base a lot of this shit to real life facts.
Imagine this, D-Class. Remember we seen movies like Demolition Man, and now when you go outside, don't it look kind of like that in the real world? Cars is driving themselves. We got electric cars. People damn near dress and look like that. It's like motherfuckers is living under the ground. It's all kind of shit going on, bro.
Nah, for real.
Flat screen TVs, the Black Mirror is the Black Mirror right here. You holding that shit right in your hand every day. We using it. We're moving around information on this thing though. We ain't using it to our demise. We're using it to inform. So let's continue to do that. You feel me, D-Class?
Yeah.
look at Stonehenge, Easter Island, crop circles, things that, of course, people tend to forget, or the average citizen, let's say keep it in America, the average citizen tends to forget that these things exist and they don't question. I go back to asking, do we really want to know? Are we ready for what's coming, or is ignorance bliss? And we're just happy, being in the matrix.
I think
And when
that
he say that, is like, do you want the blue or the red pill? D-Class, if you had the option to know what's really going on, would you want to know? Or would you just want to live in an alternate reality in the matrix?
My main question would be, where is the money? Is the money on the other side or this side?
All this is a figment of your imagination. Imagine that. Imagine that when you dream, imagine when you dream, that's your real reality. And imagine when you sleep, this is what you are creating. You could be in a dream state right now. We might not even really truly be alive.
Nah, I would want to know. I mean, I kind of feel like I know a lot of shit now. So I mean, yeah, why not?
If you break the Bible down just enough, I think you could kind of like, it'll take you a lot of different. It's a good rabbit hole. The overall thing is the creator, the faith, and the things that matter, integrity, this, that, and this. But this is deep, and a lot of it is starting to come to fruition and be shown. And I'm just like, are people ready to find out? Do you want to know the truth? Do you want the red or blue pill? It ain't about no money. Money ain't gonna matter once you know the truth.
Shit, of course. I mean, like I said, of course I want to know the truth. Because like I said, I feel like I know a lot of shit that's already the truth.
You said I already kind of get it. So what do you think is the truth? Your opinion. Because this, that's what it's about. Our reaction, how we feel.
Man, at the end of the day, bro, like I told you before, I feel like everybody, it's another version of you on the other side of the world, bro. So if you right now, just say if you basically got a 9 to 5, you doing okay, like you able to make it, but you not going on no trips or nothing. Like you just a basic, let me go to work, bring my ass home, pay my bills, and I'm good. On the other side of the world, it could be a motherfucker that looks just like you that's over there doing stupid shit. Like he just over there balling. And it's like at some point, man, like how it like it's crazy how people say, "Oh man, I seen somebody look just like you, bro." It's no way that you could just say, "Oh, this person look like this person." No, you can't, bro. Like people don't start just running together. I don't give a damn how many black people you see. You can't just start running people together like that, bro. But it's like, yo, once you start traveling and shit, and you start seeing, like, damn, man, like, okay.
It's a nigga in France that look just like you. It's a nigga in Cuba that probably look just like you. Your twin is all over this month.
It could be anywhere, bro. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's in a place where they feel like you're not gonna go.
It's a person that looked just like your dad who had a kid that looked just like you, and just like it goes on and on and on type shit.
Yeah, like it's just some whole other opposite type shit.
And they live a whole different total life than you, blah, 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 blah.
Like complete opposite to where y'all would never run into each other. Cause think about it, like back in, like just say the back in to the future shit, how they kept trying to keep the two people from meeting each other. Like once you meet and get to talking, it's like, bro, you could change the whole dynamic of shit.
That's deep. That's one way to think about it. All right, let's go and get through it.
everything is shifting right now. When it comes to exposing what's happening in the music industry,
Yeah.
movies industry, like everything on a global scale, like especially with America. Think about it. We have this new political system that is shifting. We're going into a digital system. Right here in Texas, right now, they have not one, but 2 digital stock exchanges opening up. It's a brand new stock exchange by Black.
No, it's something that you said yesterday, though. When I said 2020 pandemic, you kind of noticed that things changed. But when he mentioned 2014 and things going into digital, look how fast technology has jumped from when we were kids up until now. Like some of these kids grew up on the internet, grew up with cell phones, grew up, you know, they don't know the days of like, take your ass outside.
Nah, facts. I watched a interview, like a basketball interview, man, and they was asking people that's in college right now, like, how old is old to you? Like, what's unk status? More, they was saying like if you was born in 2000, like you old.
If you were born in 2000,
2000, they say, and then they like
is old.
they say basically like right now they consider it like 25 is old.
That's crazy. That's because they live in short lives. They don't plan on being 100. So when they hit 100, what is that? Old? I mean, old to me is like when you get into your late 70s, early 70s, early 60s. That's old. 50 is middle age.
Yeah.
Like 20, the 20-year-old you, I don't even think you still kind of got your teenage mind up until 25, depending on the education and how you was brought up or taught. Some people still think like they did when they were 17, right now at 40. Age has nothing to do with maturity.
Mm-hmm.
You got some old people who I would consider a child. People older than me. Me and D-Class, we've been doing this podcast for a while, and we've seen a lot of childish ass shit. We've been involved, and I've been involved directly in some real childish situations that didn't ever go my way. And I was trying to figure out, well, where the fuck was the grown-ups at? Because I indulged into it like a child. But I have to, that's why I wear my business suits, because that way they know I mean business. I'm not coming to play. If some of y'all are still children, it's okay to have that enthusiastic mind to where you still can enjoy things that you enjoyed as a child, to be creative and do all that. But to behave and act as such, I don't care how old you are not grown till you grow up out of that. What do you think, D-Class?
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, everybody has a persona that they pretty much want to portray, man. Like, everybody want to be somebody, bro. Nobody just wants to go on as the regular person in the world, bro. Like, think about it. Like, growing up, like, you had classes of people. Like, you had like the people that just hoop. They didn't do no gang banging, no nothing. They just hoop. That's all they did. Then you had the people that was the gangsters. Then you had the people that just sold dope. Like, you had people that did certain shit. Now everybody want to be the master of everything and be competitive with every goddamn thing, to where it's like, yo, man, like, this shit is all competition, it's all game. Like, that's why everybody is doing what they doing, bro. Like, everybody want to knock this person off and do this extra shit for what? You know what I'm saying? And then, like I just heard on the podcast earlier, it was like, bro, you get in there, you do the shit, and then once you get in court, you start crying and want to tell. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why did you do it to begin with, bro? Like, you could have avoided all of this shit and just been like, bro, you know what, my nigga? Like, at the end of the day, I don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. Let's not hey man, fuck it. It is what it is. But because we from
That's a grown person, though. That's a person.
but it's like because we from two different neighborhoods, it's like when I see you now, it's man, come on, bro. Like I never understood that shit. Never.
I don't even think I don't know what kind of personas everybody puts on the internet. I see a lot of goofy ass shit. I could be one of them people. I could be on this motherfucker acting like I'm super tough and all that type of shit, but I choose not to because I'm actually a cool person in real life. So I might as well be that cool nigga on the podcast. Why would D-Class switch up his attitude, his persona when he a cool ass nigga in real life? A lot of these people, I don't think they're cool in real life. Unapproachable.
Yeah.
They must be unapproachable because people that's approachable, everybody kind of gravitates to and take to. Some people are being their authentic self. And I could tell when it's, whatever, but I don't know. I've had my moments when I've been on a podcast, like, hey, this is the music you use, and this is do, and try to do all that weird shit. And then we got to a point where it was just kind of like, fuck that. It's gonna be ourselves, our authentic selves. We're doing an interview, of course we're gonna be professional. But if me and D-Class is just sitting here talking, having some wine and sipping some Parmesan and smoking a little sweet or something, then shit. What we need to do all that for?
Man, fuck all that. I'm still gonna be myself. If your music suck, I'ma tell you. If your video is trash, I'm gonna tell you. Like, don't, hey.
We were big on that, and I've like damaged relationships and shit because of that shit. Because I asked people to rap and certain shit. So like,
I mean, I'm one of them people, man. Like, I would rather tell you, man, instead of the world tell you. Like, because at the end of the day, like, I mean, I'm just one person, bro. Like, hey, if I don't like it, I don't like it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't like it. But
you are not biased. Like, I like certain music these guys don't like, but we both kind of like the same artists. I think it's just eras of music that we like about them people because we both kind of grew up listening to all the same people. But his favorite song from that person wouldn't be something that he probably listen to their shit now. Like, some people that I grew up listening to their music, I wouldn't listen to their new album. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, and see, I give a shot. Certain people that was doing shit back then need to stop. I mean, to be real with you, because they
should hang it up, huh?
Yeah, because they not the same, bro. Like, it's to the point, man. Like, people trying to adapt to music, and these people attention span is too short, man. When you can make a whole album of songs that's 1 minute and 30 seconds, like, that's crazy.
I felt that way about music, but I just said I'm just gonna make it and put it out. But I'm not looking like, oh, I'm gonna blow up and do all this, and I'm gonna put out my content, put out my creativity, and keep it pushing. I know what I know how to do. I know what I'm good at. I know what my new focus is. I felt the love for film and being behind that camera and directing it. Right, like that was way. I love music, but that was like way more creative and fun because it's new. So I'm like, that's gonna be my passion in the future. I might even go to film school just to really get deep off into it. But when it comes to music, music is something that I've been doing since I was a teenager. Like, I just put it out because I'm capable, I'm able, I got access. Why not? That could be some income. Let's take it to the next level. But I think at some point you won't be getting any more music from certain guys. Like, I'm not gonna be a 40-year-old rapper. It's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy these next couple of years, and I'm gonna put all this music out, and shit, you might not get nothing after that.
Hey, man, shout out to the 40 and up rappers, bro.
If you ain't home by then, man, you might as well hang that shit up because You could take that same time and go get a young nigga who's 17, 16, get them in the studio if you got access to it. That's what my plan is to do. Find some younger artists, relatives, people I know, somebody, you know, in a family or something, not no just stranger, random motherfucker. Somebody I know I could trust that really want to do this shit, and then invest my time, pick them up, take them to the studio, do all that shit with them, and then be behind the scenes making shit happen for them because they're young and it's gonna be fun and exciting to them. I've been doing this shit for a long time. It's not as exciting and fun as it was when I first started. You get what I'm saying? I'm not so enthused. I didn't make millions of dollars, but I got to be around all that shit. So it was kind of like I got to see what it was. I was there. I went to the mansions. I seen the parties. I was around. I did what I needed to do. I got my rocks off on it. So I'm not really tripping off getting rich that way. But if it happens, thank you, God. I'm going to put the music out, put the material out, put the energy into it to make it happen. But nah, D-Class, I'm not tripping off that shit because I get to see behind the curtains of rappers that I really be thinking, this motherfucker got it cracking. And then you get with them and you like, this is all it is? Man, I really did that shit. Fuck that. This is all you get? Oh, man. I don't even like this shit. Like, the shit that I wanted to do when I was that age and I wanted to rap because of it and I want to be at the club. Man, I go to the clubs and shit and be VIP with these niggas and be like, man, what time is it? I'm ready to fucking go, nigga. I didn't mean to.
I'm not even going to the club. I couldn't tell you the last time I've been in the club.
Man, they in there with t-shirts on and shorts and looking like they about to go play basketball, and I'm in there in a three-piece suit. It's just a different time. It's a different time, man. And I'll be outside, and I'm like, man, this shit, it wouldn't be enjoyable for me. I wouldn't like it. The way y'all think, the way y'all moving, the way that y'all think, what y'all think is cool is corny as fuck to me. And I'm just like, I'm good. That's where me and the culture just don't get along. Y'all do a lot of corny ass shit in my eyes. Everybody has a vision of what's corny, but it don't seem fun and exciting to me to stand around in the club and not dance with women and talk and interact and be social. That's weird. That's loser shit. It's not cool for it to be 8 to 10 niggas in one section with 3 girls. Is crazy. The odds is just way off for me. It should be like 3 niggas and 10 girls. I don't know how these niggas think. They like hate women and women hate men. I don't like none of the energy that's going on. The shit that they talking about, man, that shit is hitting every aspect of life. The shit that black people going out having fun and not getting ran off by the police or shooting up the club or none of that used to happen when I was young. Like everywhere you went, it was pretty cool. The most that'll happen would be a fight, right? D-Class. Nobody was carrying guns like that to be killing motherfuckers over some shit. Even if it was some gangbang shit, that was in certain areas. But when you went out to nice areas like Lakewood and the bridge and all that type of shit, it would happen, but it wasn't super often. People knew these niggas gonna be up there, we're not going. You know what I'm saying? You knew where you were able to go. You know where you wasn't able to go. You kind of knew the rules back then. Now, these motherfuckers, man, fucking up the fun for everybody, honestly. Fucking up the fun for black people.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit, think about it. Like back then, we had house parties. Like, the main thing that would really pop off at the house party might be a fight or two. Some shit might happen at like a gas station or McDonald's or whatever, some fast food spot. But I mean, yeah, that was the main shit. Like then, yeah, I mean, shit. I seen the transition of always coming to bringing guns and shit, and then now everybody want to shoot, bro. Nobody want to fight no more.
Nobody want to fight. You rarely even see videos of people fighting. I was just watching something about Memphis, Man, they murder rate is crazy out there in Memphis. They beating Chicago.
Nah, think about it. At one point, you could look at anybody history in their phone and they watch fight videos. Like just
Nobody watches my videos though. Boy.
random hood fight videos. It ain't no more like they don't do that shit no more, bro. Like just motherfuckers just randomly at the like. Think about it. You remember what was the chick? Sharkeisha.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, dog. Like she would not exist today. Like
Yeah.
most people today don't even know who the hell that is unless you was really watching them.
Oh boy, yeah, what?
It's like, come on, man. Like she had a whole movement, bro. Like that's crazy. She was internet famous off of one punch.
I'm gonna be honest though, this shit only lives on the internet, but it scares people so bad that in between the news and the internet scares people so bad that when they don't, the young people that's not about that bullshit that just want to have a good time is damn near scared to go out. Like here, if you live in Vegas, you don't go hang out on the strip, you don't go to Fremont. You do some local shit with a couple of people you probably know from high school who's been your friend your whole life type shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. These young people think totally different. The only reason I can tell you that is because I work with them, I see them, I have conversation. Hey, what do you do? What do y'all do after work? Let them go home, play video games.
Facts. But now think about it, bro. Like people used to complain about video games. Like as a gamer, I could tell you, like I have dated plenty of girls. Maybe, hey man, you need to get off the game, man. Fuck that. Either I'm on the game or I'm out the house. Which one? Come on, man. Like
I used to love the game too, but every opportunity I've ever had, I'm outside. I love to enjoy the house and chill and stay in the house nowadays because I was outside so fucking much. Like it's like not exciting anymore. It's like, okay, what am I gonna do? And if I can't do exactly what I want, I might as well just stay home. But yeah, I mean, I don't think God made us to be just sitting in the fucking house if we was born out in the goddamn forest, walking around butt naked. You gotta remember, we was walking around this motherfucker with leaves and shit on, trying to get our hunt on and everything. We could be in the house chilling too, but we got to eat.
mm-hmm.
All right, D class, we hit our hour. We probably should jump on later, and I'm gonna leave this video right here at 1 hour and 2 minutes.
Nah, about to say, shit, you might well just let the last 29. We'll finish it at the last 29 minutes. Just let it play so we can finish it.
You don't want to hit them with a part 2?
I mean, it's up to you. It's up to
Man,
you.
this in between us talking in between this next 29 minutes, we definitely gonna be here for another hour. You know us.
All right. Well,
I'm thinking we just jump back on later on today and just call it part 2.
Part 2 it is.
Yep, that way we can give them another solid hour. And we ain't gotta, you feel me, just rush through the video. Because they about to really get to the nitty gritty.
Okay. Well, yeah. Fuck it. We jump back on. That's a bet.
Yep. All right, y'all.
Oh, yeah. That's
Sign us out, D-Class, man. I got this.
Yeah.
Soft-
See, that's it's time for us to get up out of here, man. And then
Nice soft burger, man.
But yeah, man.
Okay.
So we'll be back with y'all, man, with a part 2 later on. Stay tapped in. Make sure you subscribe. Do all that old good stuff, man. And yeah, man, we up out of here.
Yes, sir.